5 times 5x, I guess.
It's not 5x. What else that?
Oh.
It's not going to be 5x.
0.05.
Very good.
So it's plus or times?
That's
Equals
plus.
what? Oh.
Y 40 plus is what's equals y or y.
Is it, it's plus, right?
Yes. Right, because she makes $40 and you get a plus 5%. And her percent is yeah, Julie, question?
Why is the y on the left side?
Just because that's how it normally goes. Because if you look back to our last example here, the general way that math teachers and math equations go is y equals something x. That's generally how it goes. So I just want to keep that sort of form or keep that habit there. Okay, letter B. And I want you guys to try this. I'm going to hit pause. Letter B is going to say, make a table of values. To show Alexandra's earnings from 0 to $1,000 sold in steps of $200. Okay. Part C is going to say graph. Okay, so I want you to make the table with the graph there. Okay, before I continue, there's one confusing bit of terminology here. It says in steps of 200. I will use that terminology. Can somebody be brave and guess what that means? Tori, go ahead. 200, 400, 600, 800,000. Okay, so that's what your X value should be. 0, 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000. Okay, so do this one just like the y equals equation. Okay, so make your chart or make your table. Okay, and then you're going to have the point on the right. Part C is going to say graph when we get there. Okay, but I want you to make the table first.
Like make the values chart?
Yes, so the X's are going to go down the left, 0, 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000. You're going to sub it into your equation and then have a point at the right. Like this. Okay, so I'll search off here. So it's going to be like this. Yeah, exactly. And y equals and leave yourself lots of room to work here. Okay, because this is we're starting to get a little bit more complicated equation. All right, and we're going to have our point 0 at 200.
Why'd you put the equation?
Good question. Can somebody tell Julia why I put the equation? Why did I write the equation like this? Yeah. Yes. Yeah, can I answer reason?
Because like the variable, it could be like high or
Yeah, remember we talked about descending powers, so you want with the highest degree term on the left moving down to the right. Okay, so you want like x squared first, then x, and then number. That's just sort of the standard thing. So x is degree 1, 40's got degree nothing, so that's just generally how it's written. And either way, is 40 plus 0.05 x is also equal to 0.05 x plus 40, right? Like they mean the same thing. So. Yeah, I'll do the first one. Okay, so the first one's going to go y equals 0.05 times 0 plus 40. Everywhere you see an x, that's what's going to be replaced by the number on the left-hand side, which should hopefully just be 40. You don't even have enough room for this. I'm going to pause in the video. I want you guys to finish that chart for me. I'm going to give you, we got lots of time, so. So we're going to say for this one, it's going to be y equals 0.05 times 200 plus 40, which should be 50, I think. So that's 200 comma 50. Now notice what I said before on your page to leave like a lot of room in the middle for your rough work, right? So that's all the steps is going to be. On the right will just be a neat little point. On the left will just be a neat little point. In the middles are all the slot codes. Okay, so leave lots of room. 400 should be y equals 0.05 times 400 plus 40, which should equal 60. So this should be 460. Y equals 0.05 times 600 plus 40 should be 70. Okay, did anyone notice a nice little patterns to this graph? Did anyone notice something nice that happened? Maggie, is that half a hand or something? Maggie, go ahead. Yeah, when you count up by 200 for your x's, the y's go up by 10s. Yeah, so it's nice. Okay, we like patterns in math. As human beings, that's one thing we like is patterns. I'm going to write this, do my graph here quickly to save some time. Line and line. Now, we have no negative numbers. So I'm just going to draw my graph like this, like you did probably a lot of in grade 8. Okay, there's no negative numbers, so I'm just going to draw it just like that, because we don't need negatives. If you have negatives, that's okay, but it's just going to be a waste because we don't have any information there. What Leah said, she said, should you put like a legend on there? And I said, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to put my x-axis here. And then up here, I'm going to put my y-axis. Now, Leah, what did x represent again?
X was the X is like horizontal, but I don't know.
Oh, sorry, here. What does x mean in English?
1 going to 90.
What was x going to be? Yeah, go ahead, Tony. Yeah, this is the amount sold. Now, because if you get into real life, you will make equations in the background when you're doing a graph, but you won't actually tell your boss, yeah, we have y equals 2x plus 3. They'll say, our profit, follows this path. This is how much you sell. This is how much you make. That sort of stuff we'll see. On the left-hand side, then, this is going to be what? Money earned? Okay, so there's my 0, and there's my arrows.
Oh, there's a label one?
For this, if they're variables that actually mean something, not that y equals x squared doesn't mean anything, right? But if they represent something, it is a good thing to do. As we mentioned here, we're going up by 200, so I'm going to make every other line 200, just so I can spread it out so I can get to 1,000. I have enough room, I'm just going to count by 10s all the way up. I have lots of room on here, so. You obviously don't need to go that high in the graph, but I have lots of room. Okay, so the first point is going to be x is 0, y is 40. Okay, can I get somebody to be brave named Jessica? What does that actually mean, 0 and 40, in English? Yeah, so what happened was, if she sells $0 of merchandise for the week, she still gets $40.
That's pretty good.
Right? The next one's going to be 200, 50.
It's an additional 50?
No.
She gets $10.
Yes. So if she earns, right on. So if she earns $200, she gets $10, from the sales, plus her original 40 that she started with. So every time, that's a good observation there. Every time she sells $200, she gets $10 more in her pocket, right? So 400 is going up by 10 again. 600 up by 10 again. 800 up by 10 again. And 1,000 up by 10 again. When you graph that with your ruler, what should have happened? Hopefully. Yes.
It was straight.
It should have been a straight line, okay, if you use your ruler and your graph paper today. I am in fact even going to use my line tool here. Like this. Ah! Sorry, I didn't tree it. Ugh. Okay, that doesn't look right. Okay, there's only one thing I have left to do with this graph. Actually, two things, I guess. Can somebody please tell me the two things I forgot to do on this graph? Two things I still need. Yes, one thing.
A title.
What is a suitable title for this? Alexander's Earnings is probably the best title for this one. When it comes to a like a word problem one, like if you go home to show if Alexandra shows her boss that she needs to sell a lot of things, she would not call this y equals 0.05x plus 40. That'd just be going on in the back of her brain to calculate these things out. Right? What's the other thing that I need on here? Go ahead. Yeah, because she only, on this graph, she only sold up to $1,000, right? What if she went crazy and she sold $1,200 or $1,400 or $1,600, right? This could keep on going forever, theoretically. Do I need an arrow on this end? Why do I not need an arrow on the left? Yes?
Because you can't go down anymore.
Yeah. Well, the only thing is you were to steal from the store. Like, don't steal from the store. Okay, that's what that would mean, right? If you're going on this, it would be negative, right? So realistically, you don't need an arrow on that. Okay. Yes, because it wouldn't make sense definitely. Okay, I'm going to give you one homework question, and then we're going to call it a day. Here's your homework question. Graph y equals 3x minus 4 using the table from x equals -3 to x equals 3. Are we feeling fairly good about this? Not really? Okay. Yeah, good. Okay, graph y equals 3x minus 4 using the table from x equals -3 to x equals 3. This should be this piece of cake. I just want to freshen your brain for tomorrow when we get going again. Okay, good. Okay, if your parents come to interviews tonight and you want to come with, feel free. I'll sit down with all of us and we'll talk it out.